Good evening, Ladies and Gentlemen, guten Abend, liebe Damen und Herren. Freut mich, dass ihr heute bei uns seid am 9. Juni um 22 Uhr. Unser Gast heute ist der liebe Godfather von MDB. Godfather, tell us a little bit about the team, how you came up with the project.
We're quite a unique team in DeFi for a number of reasons. We're based in the UK, but also we're quite a mature team. So the core team has lots of business experience. Myself, for instance, I've spent a big chunk of my career in very corporate environments, working for Fortune 500 businesses at senior level, majority of the time in commercial roles and business leadership roles, and then more recently spent time, in the software technology industry, and scaling startups through to successful acquisition or exit through investment rounds. We have a CMO. The CMO has a real world background as an influencer. And she's got lots of experience across sort of commercial and also marketing roles, also run her own e-commerce business in the past. And that's a flavor of the type of experience that we have. Almost all of the core team is 30 plus, which I think is quite unusual in crypto. We come from sort of like with lots of real world experience. We're mature, we have families, and really, I suppose our ambition within the space, MDB. The first token under MakeDefiBetter is $1 Million Baby. MDB stands for MakeDefiBetter. We see, we've been involved as investors in crypto for a long time, and we can see, huge potential to bring communities and financial models together and make the two work together. And we also see that most projects fail, and we also see that there's a lot of unfairness within crypto and within the industry. And ultimately, MakeDefiBetter really is about us, launching a project that can't be at risk of the normal risk that you would see. So, being crashed out of existence by whales, even our largest private investor, who's a fantastic supporter of ours, he does so knowing that if he tried to sell all of his tokens in one go, then he would actually leave the protocol long term in a better place, and it would also not be a great endeavor for him to try and sell all of his tokens in one go, certainly at this point in time. And the system is also designed to be very fair to long term investors, and to provide financial stability and also sustainability. And that really is what we're here for, is to build sort of a financial ecosystem that's here for the long term and is very trustworthy. If you look at the recent market events, and you look at whilst maybe it's not the times 100 we all want, although we want that sustainably, you can see how MDB as a protocol has performed in really difficult conditions. Has really been I suppose a demonstration of that ambition coming to life.
That sounds great. Sounds really, really great. And
you're very quiet.
Pablo. What?
You're very quiet, my friend.
Is it better now? I'm having the same setup than before.
That's better. It sounds like maybe you've moved towards the mic.
Okay, so I'll speak a little louder. And I saw you got a KYC?
Yep.
Where did you get the KYC?
Yeah, apologies. I don't know if other people are hearing an echo from me.
Pardon?
Other people hearing an echo.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my mobile, I'm afraid. I'll try to use my headphones. Give me a second.
It sounds like maybe in the chat. So I'm hearing myself back.
So I'll try to connect with my head. Is it better now?
Hi. Yeah, that's much better. Much better.
Okay, now I'm not hearing you anymore. Interesting story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pablo is sitting next to me, so I'm just hearing you through his phone.
Oh dear.
The technique never works. Since the new iPhone update came out, it's horrible. But I'm gonna try to grab his phone so I can hear you over his phone and you can hear me, so then it should work out.
No problem.
So now it should work out. Say something.
Hello?
Now it works.
Yeah? Good. Very good. Sorry, what was your next question?
First of all, I asked you about the KYC, and now I would like to know something about the different parts of your project. I've seen you got a capital synergy part, a trust fund, and the Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm just putting a message in your chat because I'm hearing a lot of echo when you speak, but it sounds okay on my side now. But yeah, do explain. I suppose MDB is the first token in the ecosystem, and what it uses is this unique. I've never seen it anywhere else. So as far as I know, it's unique. It's this unique system of capital synergy. So ultimately, our supply at start was around 1 billion tokens in supply. Exactly 1 billion tokens in supply. And what Capital Synergy does is we took all of the funds that we raised pre-launch, and that was all of the funds. We didn't remove any funds from the pre-sale for any startup costs, and we split those funds 6 parts trust fund and 1 part liquidity. So you have this situation where at launch, our trust fund was at least 5 times the size of our liquidity. So that meant that our starting market cap was around, was around 3 million. But our starting liquidity was only $300,000 worth of BNB. So, some people would look at that and say, well, you've got quite a small amount of liquidity. But ultimately, that power of capital synergy means that you have a trust fund, which is then invested in other projects, protocols, and stable backed farms, for instance. And that trust fund's interest and earnings is then able to be used to invest into the liquidity of the project. So ultimately, that creates a situation where the trust fund has such a huge overbearing on liquidity that if people were, even if there was a huge crash, if you had a 90% decline in the price of your project, then actually the trust fund could very easily return the price back to where it was. And in fact, it would remove so much supply from circulation that the net impact would be that your protocol is actually healthier as a result of those very difficult times. And that's what capital synergy is capital, cash, and synergy is the combination of 2 functions working together to provide this layer of security that's very, very difficult to find in crypto.
Okay, I just saw Q7 had a question, but do you still have the question, Q7? Guess not at the moment. Okay, and what about the Phoenix?
Yeah, so the Phoenix is ultimately a metaphor, right? And the Phoenix is the metaphor for the buybacks and then the burns. So what the trust fund will do. The trust fund is always looking for value, right? The trust fund wants a sustainable protocol, and the Phoenix wants to accumulate as much supply as possible because that is what's healthy for the protocol. So what you'll see is that the Phoenix will make strategic investments, and when I say investments, she will take money from the trust fund, and there'll always be a delicate balance of making sure that the trust fund doesn't become too low a percentage of the overall liquidity, because if you lose that overbearing, then obviously the security in the protocol is gone. And what the Phoenix will do is burn up supply. So she'll buy the supply and then it will be burned forever. So it goes to a dead wallet, it can't be accessed, it's finished, it's out of circulation. If you go onto BSC scan, you'll see that our circulating supply, I think, is now, after we burned another 2 million tokens today, actually. You're already in, I think, in less than 6 weeks, we've burned 62 or 64 million tokens already. And that ultimately is the function of the Phoenix. So the Phoenix is always looking for any sustained dips. Now, we've got very loyal investors, which means that even in times with low liquidity, we're not seeing huge dips now. Maybe early in our journey, when you had more whitelisters who were looking to get out quickly, then you saw harder dips and you saw the Phoenix swooping in and accumulating large amounts of supply, burning them out of circulation. So ultimately, rather than a standard system where the value of your investment is judged purely by liquidity, actually the value of your investment is judged by the combination of liquidity and also the total value of the trust fund, because that is the level of support. So even today, we're just about 500% backed today in terms of trust fund to liquidity ratio. That's despite the fact that it's been very difficult market conditions, and we've also invested probably somewhere in the region of around maybe getting close to $250,000 has already gone into, maybe $200,000 has already gone into the protocol, which is seen as burn, like I say, around 63, 64 million in terms of supply. We actually have 75 million of our supply in the trust fund as well. And so we're distributing 50 million of those tokens at the end of the Phoenix games, which is the end of this month. So a huge amount of our original supply is going to be redistributed to our most loyal investors who are part of the Millionaires Club. Very easy to join, by the way. You just have to buy a certain amount of tokens. And that's ultimately the job of the Phoenix. The Phoenix wants to reduce that supply as low as possible. So we go from 1 billion tokens down to 500 million tokens as quickly as possible. And that process just continues. So ultimately, if we get from 1 billion, when we get from 1 billion down to 500 million tokens, your share of supply has now doubled, right? So as long as the protocol is healthy and we maintain certain levels and ratios, then in fact if you're in at the start, your share of the protocol has already increased. I think somewhere in the region of about 9 or 10% in only 6 weeks. So that is the methodology really. Now, obviously, if the price was to increase significantly, so if we were in better market conditions and the price went times 10, then maybe the Phoenix would have less ability to burn so much supply. So ultimately, the Phoenix wouldn't buy so much, and then the burn would be slower. But you would have also enjoyed a significant price rise. Now, if the price drops significantly again, we tax the buys and the sales, and those taxes are then used from the trust fund to then invest, and the interest from that is to buy and then burn the supply. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Anything that doesn't make sense?
We got a question, just a moment. Q7. You are free to talk. Q7. Du kannst nicht sprechen, du hast die ganze Zeit aufgezeigt. Man hört dich noch nicht.
Sorry, ich stelle meine Frage ein bisschen später. Ich habe jetzt kurz...
Alles klar, passt. Okay, he will come later with his questions. So, in what kind of projects does the trust fund invest?
Yeah, so the trust fund invests across a range of different profiles. So the profile model is 70% in very low risk investments that deliver obviously a relatively low yield, because risk and reward are a pair, and 20% of the trust fund invested in mid range, so a bit more risk but also better returns, and then 10% of the trust fund invested in very high risk. Now, I'm sure you can imagine our high risk investments in the last couple of weeks. It's been very challenging, and that's why we take that approach, because in fact, we've still fared much better than most of the market, because we always hedge and we take that very sensible approach. And in fact, we moved over half of our assets into stable backed assets a few weeks ago, and have been shielding most of our funds from the headwinds within the market. And that's the approach that we take.
But are you also only investing in crypto projects, or in
Yes.
Okay, just in crypto projects?
Yeah, but we also, whilst just in crypto projects, also, we make sure we maintain a healthy percentage of investments in stable backed assets, so that ultimately, obviously in the world post Luna, maybe less confidence, but barring a existential issue, then we always retain a certain amount of investments in a place where they can't be impacted.
Okay. And the Millionaire Club, what's the minimum amount you have to pay to become a member?
Yeah, so the idea with the Millionaires Club, and really, I suppose, maybe to go back from the Millionaires Club, our goal is, when you look at a project in crypto, quite often there's a small group of people that are very loyal, heavily invest in the project. There's a large group of people who try and get in and out quickly, not really invest in the project. It's just a very short-term financial play. So what we wanted to do was to create a combination of a good financial model and also a great community. So the Millionaires Club provides an environment where there's mental health gurus that do a monthly talk. They provide one-to-one support. We have project pitches 1 to 2 times a week. They come and pitch to us. And we have lots of other benefits, like there's rewards month. We just gave away $3,000 actually 9 days ago, which sent the group absolutely crazy. And we'll have rewards every month. And actually, all of our Millionaires Club members are due to share 50 million tokens. At the moment, that's around about $250,000 around $200,000 worth of tokens that they'll share at the end of this month, and they accrue a percentage based on their holding for each week of this month that they're in the club. And to answer your question, to enter the Millionaires Club, so to join that, we try and peg it to around $500, but clearly MDB and BNB is always moving. I think at the moment it's 130,000 MDB that you have to buy and you hold. And if you drop below that hold, then you'll be kindly removed from the club, so you can't receive the benefits that others have invested in. And as long as you purchase that amount, you're in. I think maybe one of the community could drop in the chat. Just trying to remember the VIP. I know there's a VIP role, which gets you. It's a flex status ultimately, but if you invest, it's around $3,000. That's the exact number I can't remember. It's maybe around 720,000 MDB. And as long as you're holding that amount, then you retain your VIP role, and that then brings other additional benefits. So we launched a stable backed asset called MDB Plus a few weeks ago now, which has grown about 4.5% in a few weeks, and it can never depreciate in value because of the mechanics of the token. VIPs received priority entry to that. When we launch our NFTs, VIPs, NFTs will give MDB rewards for life. VIPs will receive priority access to NFTs. When we launch Infinity, which will be like our degen floor for the ecosystem, then they'll also receive a larger access to the whitelist than the rest of the Millionaires Club. So that's the kind of a flavour of the benefits.
Okay, so the normal guy is also able to participate in that.
Absolutely. You know, the number of VIPs is always going to be relatively small, right? So it just adds a little bit, but it's majority of flex roll. The Millionaires Club has a huge advantage over just a standard investor. I'll give you an example. If you owned, you know, 5,000, I don't know, let me go back. If you own $2,000 worth of MDB and you're in the Millionaires Club today, and you were there from the start of this month, just by holding and being in the club, you'll get another $200. You can also take a 50-50 gamble on that, which would give you the opportunity to maybe get $300 on top. You also get entered into the monthly draw. Considering there's only around 250, 270 members ish, then you know your odds are pretty good. So there's great rewards just for being in the Millionaires Club.
Okay, and another interesting thing I saw was the Gravity project. Not Gravity Project. It's called Gravity Project.
Yeah. So Gravity. Yeah, Gravity, and I suppose again just links back to make DeFi better. We think, we see, crypto is difficult, right? It's a really difficult space, and it's very difficult to run a successful project. It's very difficult for investors to make money, and lots of people lose money. And but at the end of these projects, quite often it's not really the people who run the project's fault, because it's very high risk. The community members are very strong at the end, and Gravity offers an option for a project that's reached the end of its life to start a new life. And we did that with Vault DeFi. We started the process. We haven't completed it, unfortunately, and we're pushing hard to try and complete that process. And what that has meant is actually, probably some of the people on the call today, I know one of our top investors came as part of that sort of Gravity, that first Gravity project. And it just provides a second lease of life for those individuals, adds value to our protocol because we absorb liquidity. But probably more important than the liquidity is the fact that we gain very loyal and very, very passionate investors that come with the project.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's difficult to execute. I'll be honest. I think the idea is easy. The numbers make perfect sense, because quite often at the end of a project's life, the liquidity percentage is very high. So whilst the market cap might be very small, they might have 200,000 market cap. Quite often they have 80,000 liquidity, which is a great ratio. So the numbers make sense. It makes sense for the people. Quite often we find the people running the project are either not open or very difficult to deal with, and that's I think that will make it challenging, probably to make that something that we do a lot of. But we're always open if we can help another group of people, and we can add a little bit of good in the space. Then we'll always put a bit of effort into it.
Okay, yeah, sounds great, man. Want to tell me a little bit about your tokenomics?
Yeah, so in terms of our taxes, so when you buy in, there's a 10% tax, which is split. 80% goes to the trust fund, 20% goes to marketing and operations. When you sell, there's a 15% tax. Again, it's an 80-20 split, so that's 12% into the trust fund, 3% into marketing and operations. And that's basically it. We keep it fairly simple because our protocol is designed to buy back and burn significantly. It's quite easy to have simple tokenomics like that.
Okay, Alex wanted to ask a question. Alex, do you still want Alex Alpha or Apex Alpha? I'm quite confused at the moment. Okay. I guess he will keep that for later. Yeah, I have to say, sounds really solid. What about we open up the chat now and start with the questions? Or is there anything else you would like to tell us before that?
No, I think look, MakeDefiBetter is an ecosystem. At the end of this month, we'll launch our it's called Xenia, which is our financial suite, and then you'll see us go from a couple of tokens to you'll have farming, staking. We're launching our first NFTs in the next few weeks, which will be a really small mint. Actually, it'll be 500 minted, but they're very unique. So you know, I've worked with many Germans. So I know Germans are, you know, they take their investments very seriously, which is fantastic. The NFT is a fantastic product because it helps the protocol. It locks in lots of supply, but at the same time, it delivers lifetime rewards for the owner. But you don't even have to stake it. The NFT, you can go and sell it on the open market, and whoever owns that NFT will receive lifetime rewards in MDB tokens as our supply burns down. So I think that's a fantastic addition. And then we have the final piece, you know, in the puzzle is Infinity that will launch towards the end of July. And that will really be the DGen floor. It'll be, you can invest early and just hold on and you'll receive rewards just for owning. Or if you want to trade in there, you can, and the taxes will be relatively low, but it will shoot up and it will come down quickly, and it's, you know, play at your own risk. So, you know, really our protocol is designed, MDB is like a share in the ecosystem, if you like, and benefits from others. We will then have stable assets, then have staking, farming, bonds also as well, which will offer sort of a tax-free purchase to hold for a period of time. And then we'll have the NFTs, which are, you know, this almost double economics of rewards, as well as something that you can also go and sell. As it, if we times 100 in the next 12 months, you imagine the value of that asset in the future. It could be something really to behold, as well as it being a collectible. And then finally, Infinity is, you know, almost, you know, where you want to go on a Friday night with your friends. You want to have a bit of fun. Not, you know, you either win big or maybe you might lose a little bit, but it's, you know, a very volatile place that you can go and play, and there'll be winners and losers.
Okay. Yeah. So then I'd say we'll start with the questions. So does anyone have any questions? Pablo will open up the chat in a second. You can ask here in the voice chat or just write your questions in the chat. Should be open up. The first question was, where can we buy and invest? Godfather?
Yeah, sorry, I'd lost the window. Where can you buy and invest? It depends on the asset. So today, you can buy MDB. We've got some clever functions within our both our tokens. So we have a swapper address. If you come into our Discord, which I'll drop into the chat, or maybe one of the team could do us a favor and drop the Discord link into the chat. We're much more active on Discord, to be completely honest, rather than TG. And we have a swap address. You can just send BNB to that address and you'll get MDB back in your wallet. As simple as that. It does the transaction for you. It works out the slippage automatically, keeps it to an absolute minimum. That's the most efficient way of buying MDB. You can also buy and sell through PCS using BNB or anything else that's on PCS. Okay, but if you're buying MDB Plus, which is we haven't spoken about MDB Plus actually, is a very clever stable backed asset, and MDB Plus can never depreciate in value. You know, the contract price can never go down because it mints supply when you buy it, and it takes a small tax and it deposits that in its BUSD pool. And when you sell MDB Plus, it destroys the supply and it pays you the BUSD less a very small tax, like 0.25%. So that creates a situation where MDB Plus, no matter if everybody sold, the last person holding would be a very happy person because they would get 0.25% of everything that everybody sold. So the liquidity pool within the contract of MDB Plus is always the value of MDB Plus in supply plus $1. And you can buy that by sending sending BNB to the MDB Plus contract address. That's only with MDB Plus. Don't do that with MDB because we'll have to try and fish those out for you. Or you can actually sell MDB Plus. It's really clever. You just send MDB Plus to your own BEP20 address and BUSD will appear. Or you, again, the same as MDB, you can buy and sell MDB on PCS, and we're also on Bogged as well.
Okay, so it's not that hard to get some.
Very easy. Well, it depends what price you want. It might be hard to get it at this price very soon. If you look at what the market's done and you look at what we've done, probably this market has been a fantastic sort of demonstration of a protocol like ours. The market turns and supply is dropping and there's a squeeze on supply. You can fully expect the hockey stick sort of curve start to kick in.
Another question was the buy tax. I think there was 10%.
Correct.
Ja, die Kauftax sind 10%. So, raus mit Anfragen, wenn es noch welche gibt. So, I still see some people writing in the chat. Yeah, Sandra, yeah, there's a giveaway in the end. Just stay tuned a little longer when all the questions are answered. The developer, is he also doxed or does he just have a KYC?
And everybody, sorry, I'm not doxed, so none of the team are doxed, but everybody that is either touching the multi-sig or can make any changes on the contract is KYC by House of Obsidian.
So, alle, die was verändern können, einstellen können, haben ein KYC. And Apex Alpha is really loving the Millionaires Club, I see.
Yeah, he's the Millionaires Club manager, so he's the guy that pulls it all together. And to be fair, it's great because we get, like here, people want giveaways. I don't want to take your members, but in the Millionaires Club, Apex brings 1 or 2 projects a week who pitch, and they either give whitelist spots, they sometimes just give tokens, and that's just being in. And you don't really have to pay to be a member because you own some tokens, and if you don't want to be there anymore, you can sell your tokens. It's as simple as that. So in terms of the giveaway, how do you normally run the giveaway? Because I was hoping that we'd be able to ask that if people want to enter the giveaway, that they click on our Discord link and they join the Discord and they put a statement in our Discord and choose one of them. Is that reasonable?
Normally we do it with a bot called Randy, so everyone just has to click here in the chat on Randy. Okay.
All right. Well, how's about I will add another $100 of MDB. If you come into our Discord server and put hashtag MakeDefiBetter in the next 60 minutes, then we'll pick one of you and we'll send you $100 of MDB.
Okay, so we're gonna do one giveaway here in the chat and one on the Discord server.
Double giveaway.
Oh, that's nice, man. Thanks a lot. Wir machen hier im Chat jetzt wieder ein Giveaway mit dem Randy. Und zusätzlich hat der liebe Gottvater uns jetzt die Möglichkeit gegeben, dass wenn wir auf den Discord-Link klicken und in den Discord reingehen in den nächsten 60 Minuten und Hashtag MakeDefiBetter was it, oder?
Yes. Correct. So make DeFi better as one word with hashtag at the start. You put that in our server, our general chat in the next hour, you'll be entered.
Also schreibt in der nächsten Stunde Hashtag MakeDefiBetter in den Chat im Discord und ihr könnt nochmal $100 in MDB gewinnen. So, dann starten wir jetzt mal den Randy. Then let's start with Randy. So. So, klickst jetzt einfach auf Participate. Everybody just click on Participate in the chat. And once everyone is done, we're gonna refer. I'll give you a minute, guys. Frederick, here the giveaway was 100 in MDB, and on the Discord chat there was another giveaway for 100. Did everyone click on Participate? Then we're gonna finish it now. Habt ihr alle drauf geklickt? Dann starten wir es jetzt einmal. Also beenden wir es jetzt einmal. So the winner is Real Hope Died. Congratulations, man.
Oh, he's a hustler. He's German, but he's one of ours as well. Really? Yeah, he's one of our. We've got, I was just about to put in the chat. We have, we have a lot of very loyal German investors actually in the community. Shout out to Real Hope is one. Da Miller. Apologies if I'm missing other people, but I know there's we have a great group of German investors because I know Germans like good fundamentals, and that's what you get in MDB.
Sounds like a perfect fit. So we're gonna post the Discord link is pinned. So guys, you have another 50 minutes or so for Hashtag MakeDefiBetter. Ihr habt noch 50 Minuten für Hashtag MakeDefiBetter im Discord, nochmal 100 zu gewinnen. Maybe another loyal German investor starts to earn the $100 in the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Get them on their journey. Do you have any other questions? Is there any other questions from the community?
Habt ihr noch irgendwelche Fragen, Leute? Q7 wanted to ask something before. I don't know if his question was solved in the meantime. Okay, I guess he's currently unavailable. For me, I'd say everything is clear. You got a great pitch, and I was also looking on your website before. So I'm into it. Yeah, I'd say thanks a lot for coming here today. It was a pleasure talking with you. Everyone who missed the AMA or came back can rewatch it in the pinned messages. So as soon as the AMA is over, I'll send you the recording.
Yeah, fantastic. And we really are a community-based project. We, as a team, we live to do this for, for a large group of people to win together. And yeah, we absolutely welcome as many people join our community, and if they really connect with the community, they very rarely leave. And yes, it's a great place to hang out, and also, as you can see from the recent market and how we've performed, it's also obviously a strong investment as well. So yeah, thank you for having us, and hope to see some of the Coination community coming over to MDB very soon.
I'll look forward to seeing you there, man. We're gonna drop it in the chat so everyone can join. And if any questions will come up, everyone can tag you here in the chat or ask in the Discord or in their Telegram community. Hashtag MakeDefiBetter in Discord giveaway. Adam. So thanks, guys. It was a real pleasure talking with you today, and I'll look forward to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.